everyone. So I hope you are doing great at your homes, and it's nice to see you here even though we are in distant learning for the meantime. So for today's lesson is all about converting fractions to decimal. Do you still remember what we have tackled before our vacation? The place values of decimals and how to convert decimals into fraction. But before that, we're going to have our vocabulary for today. Number 1, decimal. Any real number expressed in base 10. 2, converting. To change from one form to another. So it's like what we had before, from decimal to fraction. But now we're going to do it as fraction to decimal. 3, fraction. It is a part of a whole. 4, express. To make known the opinion, or how are we going to convert this certain decimal into fractions. Last, we have denominator. It is a part of a fraction below the line. So always remember that we need to use the place value of the last digit in the number to determine what the denominator of the fraction would be. So like for example, we have 0.23. So as you can see that 2 is in tens place and then 3 is in hundreds place. So we can just write this decimal into fraction as 23 all over 100, since 3 is in hundreds place. Another example would be 0.456. So we need to find the place value of 6. So what could be the place value of 6? So it is in thousands place. So we can just write it into fraction as 456 all over 1000. Getting it? So let's try to express fraction as decimal. So what if it's not 10? It's not 100. It's not 1000. It's not exact this number. So how are we going to get it? How are we going to know the decimal of it? How are we going to express it as decimal? So let's try to look at the solutions. So first example, we have 4/5. Since it's not exact 10, so what are we going to do? So we need to find a number that we can multiply it by 5 to make it 10. So what do you think is the number that we can multiply it by 5? So it is 2. So 5 times 2, that is equals to 10. But don't forget that we need to multiply it also to our numerator. So we have 4 times 2 is equal 8. So our fraction now there is 8 over 10, or 8 tenths. So we can now convert it into decimal. Since 10 is our denominator, so we can just put it as 0.8. Another one, we have here 11 all over 20. So we need to find a number that we can multiply it by 20 to make it 100. So what do you think? So it is times 5. So 20 times 5, that is equals to 100. So we can just multiply 5 to 11. So 11 times 5, that is equals to 55. So we can just convert it. So our answer would be 0.55. Getting it? Let's try to look at this one. 21 all over 50. So what number can we multiply by 50 to make it 100? What do you think? So it is 2. So 50 times 2, that is equals to 100. So we can just multiply 21 times 2. So 21 times 2, that is equal to 42. Very good. Then we can just convert it. So what is your answer? It is 0.42. Very good. What if I'm going to give you a mixed fraction? Like for example, 2 and 3/4. So what are we going to do? We can just leave behind 2 because it is a whole number. Then we can just find a number that we can multiply it by 4 to make it 100. So what do you think is the number? It is 25. Very good. So 25 times 4, that is equal to 100. Then 25 times 3, that is equal to 75. Very good. So how can we convert it into decimal? So we can just see the last number, or we can just see our denominator, which is 100. So our answer would be 0.75. So I hope you get our lesson for today, and see you again next time.